Hello and welcome to episode number 46 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is the go-home show for SummerSlam in 2020, the two-night extravaganza, this Saturday and Sunday. This is the last episode of Monday Night Raw before that pay-per-view, and all the storylines will be capped off here tonight. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. I won't be break, I'm going away. Every moment's one. The Undertaker comes to the ring for the first time in this series. He says that after what he did to AJ Styles at WrestleMania, he thought he was done with the whole taking souls thing. But now he's getting challenges from one Aleister Black. Aleister, you say you've lost sight of who you are, and you need me to help you? Well, challenge accepted. Stay in your little church, and at SummerSlam, I will be there. And I will put you down. You will rest in peace. You'll go. And the lights go out. As Taker goes to leave, they come back on. Aleister Black is stood behind him. And Taker turns around, and he's dropped the black mass. And Aleister Black just stares at him as he's laid him out, and the lights go out, and we cut to commercial. So yeah, the Taker Cinematic match, because I've got to do one at every single Big Four, as the challenge says, is going to take place in, like, the Gothic Church here at SummerSlam. So instead of doing just the straight-up Boneyard match again, I want to change it up. We're going to take it to Aleister's home turf in that Gothic Church. Candle lighting and all sorts, and should be a lot of fun. 33 squash match, Jacob Fatu beats the Singh brothers. He pins Samir Singh with a Samoan drop. He gets a 53. Samir, 36, 43 for Sunil. After the match, though, Lana is in the ring hyping up Jacob Fatu, and here comes Oney Lorcan. He's going to kick ass and throw him up. He throws it up on his way to the ring, and he takes the fight to Jacob Fatu. And he actually gets the better of him. He hits him with a couple of uppercuts, and then sends him packing to the outside of the ring as he retreats up the ramp. Then Oney grabs the mic. He thinks, "You think you can kick my ass? Well, I'm coming to SummerSlam kickoff this Saturday night, and I'll see you there, and I'll kick your ass, throw him up." So the challenge has been made and accepted on the SummerSlam Night 1 kickoff show. Jacob Fatu, Oney Lorcan. Jacob Fatu's pay-per-view debut here in WWE, and Oney's. No, Oney was at Rebels of Fire, never mind. Yeah, at the kickoff show for SummerSlam Night 1. R-Truth is backstage when he's approached by the Robert Stone brand. Robert Stone, just specifically. And he says, "Truth, you are, like, the most decorated champion in history of all your 24/7 championship reigns. But you're still sort of a joke here on Raw. And if you want to be a big-time player, you know what you have to do. Here's my card. Sign up to the Robert Stone brand." And then R-Truth's like, "Man, I don't want to sign up to the Stone Cold brand." And then Leo or Brandy would have a referee shirt on, and Robert Stone would roll him up, and he would win the 24/7 title here on his first official night on Monday Night Raw, as he celebrates with his girls as he gets them ready for their match later on tonight. What was it? Oh, Leo's got to change gimmick. Great, okay. Church of Rollins are backstage. Seth says it's a big night, a big week for the church this week, as I think it's Night 1. They're all gonna be in action. Yeah, because Seth Rollins is against Edge at SummerSlam Night 1. Johnny Gargano, Buddy Murphy, and Akam are going to face Rey Mysterio and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag team match. Ruby's going to be in the Raw Women's title match. And for Candice, she's going to accompany either Gargano, her husband, or, yeah, it'll be Johnny Gargano. Yeah, she's got to try and help Johnny win. And Randy Orton and Damian Priest, they've got to help Seth Rollins defeat Edge. But they're also busy tonight. Candice has got a rematch with Bianca Belair. Ruby Riott is in a 6-man tag team match. Seth Rollins faces Montez Ford. And to keep the greater good going strong, they need to become victorious here tonight. And they put their hands all in the middle on the little Bible with Rollins on. Orton would be the last one. He'd sort of have his arms folded. Then after giving Seth Rollins prompt him, he'd put his hands on there. And then they would all pledge to the Messiah. Candice's match doesn't go too well. She gets beat by Bianca Belair again with a KOD. Actually, no, didn't she win last time? I've forgotten. 55 for the match, 44 for Bianca, 53 for Candice. Drew McIntyre is backstage with Charlie Caruso. He says that in just 6 days, he can shut up AJ Styles because he hates that AJ is right. Drew did blow his opportunity. AJ did win the title in 7 months, while it took Drew 11 years. But that was an old Drew McIntyre. The new Drew McIntyre is coming to SummerSlam. He's coming to kick AJ's head off, and he's leaving WWE Champion. That's when Angel Garza approaches him and says he respects Drew for all the kind words he gave to him over the last few months when Zelina was putting him down and Drew was like, bitch, you've got this talented wrestler here, you're just sleeping on him. And he helped Garza realise that he shouldn't be with Vega anymore. And he tells him they team in the main event tonight in a tag team match against AJ Styles and Andrade. Here is the woman 70. That's pretty damn good. The heel team win over Shayna Baszler, Ruby Riott and Charlotte Flair, defeating Liv Morgan and the Kabuki Warriors. Shayna gets her revenge on Kairi after she rolled her up in that first match and makes her submit here. Charlotte 68, 57 Ruby, 65 Shayna, 72 Asuka, 53 Kairi, 47 Liv. So these are the 6 women who will battle out for the Raw Women's title at SummerSlam Night 1 this Saturday. MVP comes out with Bobby Lashley and the rest of VIP Nation because he's here to officiate the official pose off between Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens. There's 2 podiums there. Bobby Lashley's standing there with his ripped physique when Kevin Owens will come out, of course. Not taking the whole thing seriously because obviously he knows it's all rigged, that he's going to win. And he's like, I see what you're doing here. You're thinking you're going to try and embarrass me. How about instead of going on here and showing off my not so ripped physique, I'm just going to come to kick your ass. How about that? And he just jumps on MVP and starts attacking him. Bobby Lashley pulls him off and locks him in the full Nelson. When Path of the Dragon come out, all 3 of them, I've only got the big men on screen here, because all of the tag teams would come out, there'd be a big schmoz, but then all the 4 big guys, Lashley, Bronson Reed, Luchasaurus and Big Show, the last 4 standing, and we finally get that fatal 4-way between the 4 meaty men. Gets a 70. I'm actually glad this actually did really good, because this has kind of sort of been the sub match that's been built up with the whole tag title thing. And of course the one with the match at the pay-per-view, Bobby Lashley gets his momentum, he defeats Bronson Reed, Big Show and Luchasaurus, and Big Show is the one who takes the fall, he submits to the full Nelson. 70 for Lashley, 55 for Bronson Reed, 63 for Big Show, 49 for Luchasaurus, and a big meaty 70 rating. We then come back to commercial and come back, and there's another tag match involving 2 of the teams in the Fatal 4-Way tag match at SummerSlam. It is Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne, the former champions of Aussie Night, defeating Path of the Dragon. Brendan Vink pins Humberto with the lunch car. 46 for Thorne, 42 for Vink, 52 for both members of Path of the Dragon. Robert Stone, Sugar Rush are in the ring, and then Robert Stone comes out with Aaliyah and Brandy for their Raw debut. And he's saying what a monumental moment it is. Everybody set your DVRs. Everybody get your cameras out because you're about to witness history. The first night here on Raw, I'm already a champion. And my girls are about to pick up a win in their debut match. Their first of many wins here on Raw. And it's all going to be extravagant. Doesn't go as well as he says, because Sugar Rush defeated Aaliyah and Brandy of the Robert Stone brand. And Xia Brookside pins Aaliyah because she gets distracted, because at ringside Robert Stone is cheering them on, telling them what to do. When R-Truth sneaks out from under the ring, he rolls up Robert Stone, he wins back his baby. And that is enough to distract Aaliyah to the point where she's pinned by Xia Brookside. 28 for Brandy, 26 for Aaliyah, 33 for Candy Floss, 34 for Xia. 36 is bad, but for these, meh is fine. Then there's a quick segment to get the belt on R-Truth, because I couldn't do it in the match. So he celebrates with his baby, he's got it back. Paul Heyman cuts a promo. He says that Brock Lesnar did not want to put his hands on Samoa Joe last week, but Joe forced his hand. Now, Brock Lesnar feels that Mr. Joe's treatment of him here on Monday Night Raw has been handled appallingly. Which is why next week, during the 2020 WWE Draft, Brock Lesnar will be moving to SmackDown. However, As for Joe, he will no longer be the general manager of Raw, because at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar will face Samoa Joe, and if Samoa Joe is defeated, he will relinquish his position as the Raw general manager. So a lot to unpack here, I'm aware. Mainly, first and most obviously, Lesnar and Joe at SummerSlam. I cannot remember which night, but they will be having a match on one of the 2 nights at SummerSlam. If Joe loses that match, he will be relinquished as the Raw general manager, because Brock Lesnar will have beaten him. But possibly the biggest note, which is sort of just a promo, that line that he mentioned, everyone would have been like, wait, what? Because we didn't do the shake-up after Mania this year, because obviously it happened in October, and the rosters hadn't been established, I'm going to do the draft to sort of shake up the end of Season 1 after SummerSlam. It won't be like a Raw and SmackDown draft show, I'll just do the draft off screen like I did last year. And basically, the first announced pick will be that Paul Heyman has demanded Brock Lesnar be drafted to SmackDown. So, yeah, that is coming up next week. It has sort of snuck up on me. I need to plan out the actual moves. But one of them will be Brock Lesnar moving to SmackDown after he, according to Heyman, will have defeated Samoa Joe at SummerSlam. Just a backstage promo with Zelina and her boys hyping Andrade up, saying that he needs to put Garza in the ground and finish him at SummerSlam. Prove that he can't walk around slandering her. She did everything. She's the reason he was even on Raw. Yeah, he's going to throw her name through the mud. No, Andrade's got to prove that being with Zelina is a success. When AJ walks in and he's like, well, goddamn, I guess we're partners tonight. And just stay out of my way and I'll stay out of your way. And maybe, if I'm feeling really nice, next week here on Raw, when I'm the WWE Champion, I'll give you, Andrade, my first defense. We can pull off the win tonight. And that's very tranquilo for El Idolo. That's all the motivation he needed to work with AJ in the main event. 74. This has been a fantastic show so far. Seth Rollins defeats Montez Ford in 12 minutes. He cheats. They've got pretty good chemistry. 93. A 93. Virgil Devitt's magic number. Shout out to Rick Malloy. And a 56 for Montez Ford. If I would have put a storyline on that match, that would have been even better. Anyway, after the match, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Gargano, Murphy, and also Akam. So basically Seth, Randy, and the 3 that will be facing in the 6-man tag at SummerSlam beat up both the Street Profits. Rey Mysterio makes a save, but it's not enough. But then Edge is here. He runs to the ring. Seth Rollins does that thing where he sort of sends Orton to go meet him on the ramp. Randy Orton gets speared. He stares a hole through Seth Rollins, and he gets into the ring. Seth Rollins takes his first spear, and then the tide switches. Edge switch the tides, and the Street Profits and Rey Mysterio take out Akam, Gargano, and Murphy. And Edge and Rey, his old friend, former tag team champion partners, hug, and they want the smoke with the Street Profits ahead of these 2 big matches on. I think they're both on night 1. Yeah. The 6-man tag of Street Profits and Rey Mysterio against Murphy, Gargano, and Akam. And then Seth Rollins and Edge.
Oh, you people, can't you see how your love's affecting our reality? Every time we're down, you can make it right, and that makes you Can't you see how your love's affecting our reality?
Main event gets a 79. Angel Garza and Drew McIntyre defeat Andrade and AJ Styles. Drew pins Andrade in Claymore in 21 minutes 12. 83 for Drew, 61 for Garza, 83 for Andrade as well, and a 78 for AJ. Finishing the show, which gets us a 78 rating. We don't get any popularity. That's weird. I know we're on a 76 in America, because I'm like 1 gain away across the whole country from going back up to big. But for some reason, 78 didn't boost our pop. Oh well. Again, I didn't do this. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it this time, because I've said that the last 2 episodes and didn't do fuck all. But what matters more than the 78 and this not getting any pop here is what you thought of the show. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And that is the end of Raw's build to the 2-night SummerSlam extravaganza. Join me next time for the SmackDown Go Home show, and then the event itself. See you then.